Welcome to a transformative approach to winter living, where the cold months become an opportunity rather than an obstacle. As fellow plant lovers and wellness seekers, we know that winter can feel like a long stretch of gray skies and low energy, but what if I told you that your living space could become a thriving ecosystem of healing plants that nourish both body and spirit? This isn't just about adding a few houseplants to your windowsill. This is about creating a deliberate sanctuary that actively supports your health when you need it most. The beauty of an indoor wellness garden is that it works on multiple levels simultaneously, purifying your air, providing fresh medicinal herbs, lifting your mood through connection with living things, and giving you a meaningful daily practice that grounds you during the darkest season. By the time you finish reading this guide, you'll understand exactly how to transform any indoor space into a powerhouse of natural vitality. Combating winter blahs, why indoor wellness gardens matter. The winter months challenge us in ways that go far deeper than simple cold temperatures. Research consistently shows that reduced daylight exposure affects our circadian rhythms, serotonin production, and overall mood, with many people experiencing varying degrees of seasonal affective disorder. But here's where indoor gardening becomes genuinely therapeutic. The act of tending plants provides structured interaction with living systems that demand our attention in the most healing ways possible. When you care for plants, you're engaging in what environmental psychologists call soft fascination, an effortless form of attention that allows your mind to rest and restore itself while remaining gently engaged. This isn't pseudoscience or wishful thinking. Studies from institutions like the University of Exeter have demonstrated that exposure to indoor plants reduces stress hormones, improves concentration, and can even lower blood pressure. Beyond mental health, many common indoor plants actively improve air quality by filtering toxins like formaldehyde, benzene, and trichloroethylene from your environment, compounds that become more concentrated in our sealed winter homes. Meanwhile, growing culinary and medicinal herbs indoors means you have constant access to fresh, potent plant medicine without the pesticides or transportation impacts of store-bought alternatives. The simple truth is that humans evolved in close relationship with plants, and when we remove that connection entirely, as we often do during winter, we experience a genuine deficit in our well-being. Creating a successful indoor wellness garden begins with understanding light, because honestly, this is where most beginners stumble. Winter sunlight through windows, even south-facing ones, typically provides only a fraction of the intensity that most plants need to truly thrive. This is where grow lights become non-negotiable for serious indoor winter gardening. The good news is that modern LED grow lights are, well, remarkably affordable, energy-efficient, and effective. Look for full-spectrum lights that provide both blue wavelengths, which promote leafy growth, and red wavelengths, which encourage flowering and fruiting. Position lights about 6 to 12 inches above your plants and run them for 12 to 16 hours daily to compensate for weak winter sun. You can create an incredibly functional setup using simple shelving units with clip-on or hanging grow lights, no expensive greenhouse equipment required. When selecting plants for your wellness garden, think strategically about your specific goals. For air purification and anxiety reduction, spider plants, pothos, and peace lilies are nearly indestructible champions that actively filter your indoor air while providing lush visual comfort. For culinary and medicinal purposes, prioritize herbs that you actually use regularly. Basil, parsley, cilantro, mint, oregano, and chives all adapt beautifully to indoor conditions and provide continuous harvests when given proper light. Don't overlook microgreens, which are perhaps the most rewarding winter crop. Seeds like sunflower, pea shoots, radish, and broccoli transform into nutrient-dense greens in just 7 to 14 days with minimal space or equipment. For more advanced wellness gardeners, consider adding adaptogenic and calming herbs like tulsi, also known as holy basil, chamomile, lemon balm, and lavender, which can be grown indoors with adequate light and provide the raw materials for therapeutic teas and aromatherapy applications. Container selection matters more than you might think because drainage and root health directly impact plant vitality. Any container works as long as it has drainage holes. Excess water sitting in soil is the #1 killer of indoor plants. Get creative with terracotta pots, wooden crates, hanging planters, or even repurposed food containers, but always ensure water can escape. Aesthetically, treat your indoor garden as a design element that brings warmth and life to your space. Cluster plants at varying heights, use macrame hangers to add vertical interest, and don't be afraid to mix decorative elements like stones, driftwood, or small statuary that makes your garden feel intentional and sacred. Nourish and thrive. Essential care for your wellness wonders starts here. Watering indoor plants successfully, well, it really requires developing a sensitive touch rather than just following rigid schedules. The biggest mistake beginners make is watering on autopilot, like say, every Sunday, regardless of what the plant actually needs. Instead, try to learn to read your plants by checking soil moisture with your finger, pushing down an inch or two below the surface. If it feels dry at that depth, go ahead and water thoroughly until water runs from the drainage holes, then allow the plant to fully drain before returning it to its saucer. Most herbs really do prefer this soak and dry approach, rather than constant moisture. During winter, plants generally need less frequent watering because they're growing more slowly and there's less evaporation, so, resist the urge to overwater. Temperature matters too. Cold water can shock roots, so use room temperature water whenever possible. Feeding your indoor garden doesn't need to be complicated, but it is essential because container-grown plants eventually exhaust the nutrients in their limited soil volume. A balanced, water-soluble organic fertilizer applied at half strength every 2 to 3 weeks during active growth will keep most plants thriving. Alternatively, you can make incredibly effective fertilizers from kitchen scraps, banana peel tea, which is rich in potassium, crushed eggshells, for calcium, or even diluted worm castings, all provide gentle, complete nutrition. So, compost tea, made by steeping quality compost in water, delivers beneficial microorganisms along with nutrients. For herbs you plan to consume, always choose organic fertilizers and, avoid synthetic chemicals. Indoor pest management starts with prevention through good cultural practices, proper spacing for air circulation, regular inspection of leaf undersides, and immediate isolation of any plant showing pest signs. The most common indoor pests are aphids, spider mites, fungus gnats, and scale insects, all manageable with gentle methods. A strong spray of water dislodges aphids and mites. Neem oil solution applied weekly breaks pest life cycles without harming beneficial insects or making plants unsafe for consumption. Yellow sticky traps catch fungus gnats while allowing soil to dry between waterings eliminates their breeding grounds. The key is catching problems early through regular mindful observation of your plants. Harvesting health means utilizing your indoor bounty. Your indoor garden reaches its full potential when you actively integrate it into your daily wellness practices. Fresh herbs, really transform winter cooking from bland survival meals into these flavorful, nutrient-rich experiences that genuinely support your immunity and vitality. So, here's a tip. Harvest herbs in the morning after any dew has dried but before the day's heat, or in this case before your grow lights warm them, since that's when their essential oil content is highest, and snip stems just above a leaf node to encourage bushier growth, rather than stripping your plants bare. Even a small indoor herb collection means you can add fresh parsley to soups, torn basil to pasta, chopped cilantro to tacos, and mint to your morning tea. These small touches, honestly, elevate both flavor and nutritional density significantly beyond what you get with dried herbs. So, Beyond just their culinary uses, your indoor herbs actually become the foundation for simple herbal medicine making. Chamomile flowers and lemon balm leaves, wow, they create calming teas that genuinely ease anxiety and promote better sleep. And tulsi, also known as holy basil, makes a stress-reducing adaptogenic tea that supports your body's resilience to seasonal challenges. Fresh mint or lavender can be bundled and hung in the shower for soothing aromatherapeutic steam inhalation, especially during cold season. And, infusing herbs and carrier oils creates the base for healing salves, while alcohol extractions preserve herbs as tinctures for concentrated, long-lasting medicine. Even if you never make formal preparations, simply crushing fresh lavender or rosemary between your fingers and breathing deeply provides immediate aromatic benefits that calm the nervous system. Perhaps most importantly, your garden becomes a daily mindfulness practice that anchors you during winter's darkness. The simple acts of checking soil moisture, removing yellowed leaves, turning pots for even growth, and observing new shoots emerging create structured moments of presence and care. This isn't busy work. It's a form of meditation that connects you to living cycles, gives you something to nurture, and provides tangible evidence of growth and possibility even when the world outside feels dormant. Many people find that these quiet moments with their plants become the most grounding part of their day. Sustain and share. Long-term wellness and community. Once your indoor garden is established, learning basic propagation techniques allows you to expand your collection and share plants with others, multiplying the wellness benefits throughout your community. Oh, most herbs propagate easily from stem cuttings. You simply snip a 4 to 6 inch section just below a leaf node, remove the lower leaves and place it in water or directly into some nice moist soil. Within say 2 to 3 weeks, roots will form and voila, you'll have a new plant. Division works beautifully for plants that form clumps like chives or lemon balm. Just remove the plant from its pot, gently separate the root ball into sections, and replant. Sharing starter plants with friends and family spreads both literal green growth and the knowledge of indoor gardening, creating ripples of wellness in your wider community. It's a wonderful way to connect and grow together. When problems arise, and they will, approach troubleshooting as a learning opportunity rather than a failure. It's all part of the journey and a chance to deepen your understanding of your plants. So, yellowing leaves usually indicate either overwatering or a nutrient deficiency. Leggy, stretched growth, well, that often means your plant isn't getting enough light, and if you notice wilting even though the soil is moist, that could suggest root problems or maybe pests. Most issues actually have pretty straightforward solutions once you understand the underlying cause, so, just observe carefully and adjust one variable at a time. So, hey, remember to keep notes about what works in your specific environment, because, honestly, every home has its own microclimate. We're building something special here at Healing Gardens, a community of people who really get that growing plants is fundamentally about growing ourselves, our health, and our connection to the natural rhythms that sustain all life. Your indoor winter wellness garden is, just the beginning of a lifelong relationship with plant medicine and the profound peace that comes from tending green, growing things. Subscribe to our channel so you never miss new techniques, plant profiles, and seasonal guidance that will deepen your practice. And hey, share this video with anyone in your life who needs more vitality, more green, and more living beauty in their winter days. Together, we're cultivating wellness from the ground up.